What's up guys, Logan here, and today I'm going to teach you how to rebuild and repair a motorcycle hydraulic master cylinder. All you're going to need is some basic tools and another special tool which I'll show you how to make in a minute. Now you're going to want to get that brake master cylinder off the bike so we can take it apart and have a look. First thing you want to do is you're going to want to remove the cap off your master cylinder. Now these screws, especially if they're wee Phillips, are very easy to round off. So easiest thing to do, grab a screwdriver like that, give it a tap like that, and then you'll find that they will loosen way easier. And you won't have to get out a drill and possibly destroy your lovely master cylinder. Easiest way to get this brake fluid out of here is to soak it up using a rag or a handy towel. And you're not going to want to get this brake fluid on any of your paintwork because brake fluid damages paintwork. So make sure if you do, clean it off incredibly quickly. Even a rag down covering your paintwork is a good idea. And last couple of things we're going to do is we're going to take our brake lever off, then we're going to loosen off our banjo bolt. Make sure you've got a rag ready because there may be some fluid come out of there. To crack the banjo bolt loose, it may need a good whack because sometimes they are quite tight. And we'll just undo the mounting bolts and take the master cylinder to the bench. And you may have a brake switch which you need to unplug as well. First thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get this dust boot out without damaging it. There is no special trick to this, you just got to be very careful and try not to put a hole in it. That is very gross in there. Now, depending on your style of master cylinder, the piston may be retained with a dust boot or dust seal, but otherwise there is most likely a retaining ring in here which you will need proper circuit pliers. Now, it is possible to remove them sometimes with a couple of picks, but I wouldn't recommend it. It is, you're possibly going to damage the groove which the circlip sits in, which you definitely do not want to do. I've put some safety glasses on because circlips are no joke and they can and will take your eye out if you're not careful. So definitely some safety glasses to protect those corneas. And the circlip, if you got it out one piece, should look something like that. So we'll put that to the side. Now, hopefully your master cylinder piston is stuck like mine. This one took a little bit of persuading, but I got it in the end. Now, I'd highly recommend fitting a master cylinder rebuild kit like this. They're cheap, you can get them for your exact model of bike and master cylinder, everything you'll need to make it operate like new. Now, a word of caution, master cylinder rebuild kits don't normally come assembled and you'll have to fit the seals and everything to the piston yourself. So make sure that you put the seals in the exact same spot in orientation as the original, because you can go from all the way from the brakes locking up to them not working at all if they're in the wrong spot. Now you're going to want to start cleaning everything. Try not to use solvents like petrol and brake clean. Try just clean everything up. An old toothbrush also works wonders. Make sure you remove everything. So this here is a wee seal which goes on the bottom. And yeah, as you can see, I took a photo. It is very disgusting into here. So I'm going to spend a wee while cleaning all of this crap out. As you can see, this is all the crap we got out of the master cylinder so far, so it's getting cleaner. Rag, screwdriver, go all the way to the end, then bring it back out. Hopefully you've got some stuff and you can make a special tool, so you just need a piece of rod and you need to cut a groove in it, and we're going to fold up some sandpaper, put it in the drill, and then we're going to be able to hone the master cylinder bore, clean up any oxidation, any abnormalities and grooves that's wear in here that is going to cause the seals to not seal properly and cause your master cylinder to not return. Just going to want to roll it up like that so it's in a ball, and then we can put it into the master cylinder. It should be a tight fit. Yeah, once it's in there, just in and out. Low speed, you can vary it. Just going to clean up that bore. Now I'm using 1500 grit sandpaper. After giving it a quick hone, you should be able to clean it up a couple times with rags, and then you should be able to get a good look and see what the finish is like on your master cylinder bore. Once you've got the master cylinder all cleaned up and ready to go, there's one last thing to check. You need to grab a torch, shine it down the master cylinder bore, and then have a look in your reservoir and make sure those two wee holes are not blocked, because if one of them is blocked, your brakes may not bleed up at all. Now that everything's ready for assembly, we're going to put some silicone grease on the seals on our master cylinder piston, and we're going to reinstall that. Now with the piston installed, just double check that you've got the retaining ring back into the groove where it's supposed to be. And your piston should be returning nice and smooth. Now, just going to put the dust boot on, the lever, and put it back on the bike. With the master cylinder all bolted up, and I've attached the banjo bolt, I've used new banjo washers as well, so it seals. And now, hopefully I can just bleed this from the top like this. And it's probably going to trap air there. I'll have to turn the bars so that the banjo bolt is no longer the high point. Now, as you can see, I have a nice lever now that's pretty darn tight and it doesn't want to compress. There's no air in the system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the bleeder bottle on the bleed nipple on the caliper, pump a bunch of fluid through, because if this is the condition in the master cylinder, the caliper insides are probably a bit gross as well, so some fresh fluid won't do any harm. If you've done all this and your master cylinder is all good, but your brakes are sticking, it is possibly your brake caliper, and lucky for you, I've already done a video on that, so check that out. And with that, that concludes this video on rebuilding a hydraulic master cylinder, and this has been Logan from the Motorcycle Forge. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.